The screen is black. Then, a jarring burst of static rips through the silence. Grainy surveillance footage flickers to life, time-stamped in red, humming with analog distortion. A girl in a gray hoodie, Alyssa, 17, sits in darkness. Her pale face is lit only by the cold glow of a laptop. The cursor glides across the screen on its own. Her eyes widen. A pop-up materializes. He's watching through your camera. Alyssa slams the laptop shut, but the screen remains on. Her breath shortens. She pushes the chair back, trembling. The screen flickers again. From the laptop speakers, a voice rasps. Inhuman, slow, too late. You let him in when you clicked. Her scream never comes. The footage glitches, black bars tear across the screen. A single frame lingers, her frozen in terror, a shadow stretching across the wall behind her. Then, static floods the frame like drowning. The surveillance feed ends. Silence. Then, a soft mechanical hum, and the click of a door unlatching. A flicker of transition, morning. A phone alarm chimes. Alyssa, the same 17-year-old girl, lies curled on her bed, eyes shut tight. Her room is sunlit now, walls covered in sketches, wired headphones coiled on her chest. She wakes with a jolt, sweat dampening her collar. She grabs her phone, no notifications. No signs of the nightmare that clung to her dreams. The laptop, closed, rests beside her. The sticker on its lid is peeling. She hesitates before touching it, eyes narrowing. The silence in the room feels louder than the alarm. She breathes slowly, listening for what she doesn't know. Then, a bird chirps outside. It feels staged. She opens the curtains. The world outside is bright and safe. But her reflection in the glass looks back with dread. She drags herself from bed. Her hand lingers on the desk where the laptop sits, still shut. She plugs in her drawing tablet, opens her streaming software. Her online alias blinks in the top corner. Knoxhart, Datod. The overlay loads. Her art queue is blank. No viewers yet. She exhales shakily. She draws a line across the digital canvas. It jitters. She stops. Her mouse hand trembles. Then she notices it. Yesterday's art is corrupted. The file is open. A new detail added. Her bedroom window, drawn from outside with her in the frame. Alyssa stares, pulse racing. She deletes it, but the file reappears. She drags it to the trash again, and again. Then, the software crashes. The room darkens. Not outside, on screen. Her overlay shifts without her input. A new line types across the screen. Nice drawing. Alyssa scrambles to check her network. Her fingers fly across keys. She opens logs, firewalls, IP trackers, half-remembered scripts Jay once gave her. Her code flutters across black terminal windows. Then freezes. The cursor blinks, waiting. A new terminal window opens without her prompt. One line appears. Looking for me? Her blood turns to ice. She slams the power button. Everything dies. Darkness. Her own breathing sounds thunderous. Then, the faint click of the speaker reactivating. No power. No light. Just the voice again. Closer this time. Just breathing. Then, too close now. She hurls the laptop off the desk. It crashes to the floor, sparks flying. Still, she hears it. Whispering. From the dark. She presses herself to the wall, every inch of her body trembling. Outside, the sun continues to rise. Birds chirp, dying. Cars pass. The world moves as if nothing's wrong. Inside, Alyssa sits huddled in the corner of her room, knees to chest, arms wrapped tightly around herself. Her lips tremble, eyes locked on the shattered device across the floor. The voice is gone. The silence has returned, but it feels unnatural now, as though waiting. She looks toward the closet. The mirror on the door shows her reflection, but it blinks. Her breath hitches. She crawls to the mirror. Her reflection mimics her movements, until it doesn't. 1 second behind. One blink too many. She reaches out. The mirror fogs under her touch. But the reflection doesn't. The reflection smiles. Alyssa walks through the animal shelter like a ghost. Her volunteer badge hangs loosely around her neck. The dogs bark, cats yowl, but the sound feels far away, muffled, distant. She tries to smile as a child hands her a leash, but her lips barely move. The older staff notice. One pulls her aside gently. "You okay? You look pale." Alyssa nods, forces a laugh, lies with practiced ease. "Just a bad night." As she cleans the cages, her eyes flick constantly to the corners, the ceiling, the vents, anything that could hide a camera. Her hands shake when she pours water into a bowl. A black cat hisses at her, ears pinned. She recoils, heart thudding. Someone drops a clipboard behind her and she jumps violently. She forces herself to breathe, to exist normally. But the shelter doesn't feel safe anymore. Nothing does. Not even sunlight, not even cages. After her shift, Alyssa walks home through a quiet suburb. Afternoon sun glints off car windows and cracked sidewalks. The neighborhood seems sterile, too perfect. She passes familiar houses, but they feel alien now. A man waters his lawn. He nods at her. She nods back, heartbeat doubling. Was he watching her before? Has he seen her online? Her thoughts spiral. Every parked car becomes a threat. Every curtain, a possible lens. She checks over her shoulder 4 times in one block. When she reaches her street, she freezes. A white van sits idling across from her house. No logo. No driver in sight. Her stomach twists. She pulls out her phone and pretends to text, watching the van. It doesn't move. The engine hums. She walks past her house, keeps going. She won't go inside until it leaves. Her fingers twitch at her side, resisting the urge to run. Alyssa ducks into a library a few blocks away. The musty air and old books offer a fragile sense of safety. She heads straight for the tech section and logs into a public computer. She wipes the keyboard first. Then, the mouse. She disables the webcam with a folded piece of paper. Her fingers type with practiced urgency. She searches her username, Knoxheart. Forum posts. Fan accounts. Art pages. But among them, a new result. A thread on a dark web image board. Title: Art of Her. Her heart pounds. She clicks. The page is filled with manipulated versions of her drawings, altered to include her home, her face, her bedroom. Dates attached. She scrolls and scrolls. Dozens of users. One caption reads, "Her eyes are even prettier in real life." Her hands cover her mouth. The librarian glances up at her. She logs off, heart racing. Nothing is anonymous now. She takes the long route home. Paranoia tightens around her like a noose. She stops at a diner, sits near the back, orders coffee, doesn't drink it. Her hands shake too much. She opens a notebook, one she hasn't touched in weeks, and begins sketching. Not to post. Not for them. Just to feel like herself. But even the pencil scratches feel too loud. A man in a red hoodie walks in. She lowers her head. Is that him? He glances her way. Walks past. Nothing. Nothing. But she's already trembling. She packs up and leaves, leaving the notebook behind. On the sidewalk, she breaks into a jog. Her backpack bounces against her spine. She passes her house again. The van is gone. Relief threatens to collapse her. But as she reaches for her keys, she sees it. The same man in the red hoodie, across the street, watching. She rushes into the house, slams the door, bolts it. Her hands shake uncontrollably. The hallway lights flicker once. She stumbles to her room and slams the door shut behind her. Her laptop lies where she left it, screen shattered from the fall, casing warped. She picks it up, intending to throw it out. But the screen blinks to life. No boot up. No sound. Just static. Then a single frame. Her face, crying from earlier. But from behind her, like someone stood in the room. She screams and drops the laptop again. Shattered glass cuts her leg, blood staining her jeans. She crawls backward until she hits the wall, hyperventilating. Then the screen changes. New text. You look better when you're afraid. Her scream cuts through the house. But no one comes. No one is listening anymore. Alyssa bleeds in silence. She tears an old shirt to wrap her leg. The static fades from the screen, but the image of her crying face is seared into her. She doesn't sleep that night. She opens her encrypted backup drive, files Jay helped her set up years ago. Her hands hover over the keyboard. She types in the decryption string. Access granted. Inside are folders she forgot existed, drawings, live stream archives, camera rolls. She opens one. Video thumbnails appear. Her face. Her room. Her sleeping form. Dozens of them. Dated, labeled, recorded. None of them by her. She plays one. The angle is from outside her bedroom window. It zooms in slowly. She clutches her stomach and retches into a trash bin. The camera continues to watch her even then. She deletes it, but the file duplicates instantly. She deletes it again. And again. It returns. He doesn't want to be erased. She doesn't trust the police. But she has one option. J.O.M. They hadn't spoken in months, not since the fallout over the stream crash. She messages him. Emergency, die 2. Please, answer. No reply. Minutes crawl. Then, meet me. A location. She hesitates. Then throws on a hoodie and leaves. The meetup is a 24-hour laundromat, lit in sickly fluorescent light. Jay stands near the dryers, older now, hoodie pulled low, eyes nervous. He looks at her and flinches. Alyssa says, "You sold my server." Jay says, "I didn't think it mattered. It was just metadata. Nothing personal." But it was personal. It was her entire identity. He looks wrecked. Alyssa whispers, "He's using it against me." Jay's voice cracks. "Then you're already too deep." He hands her a flash drive. "You need to see what's on this." Then he leaves. No goodbye. Back home, Alyssa plugs in the flash drive. A folder auto-launches. No labels, just dates. She clicks. Inside are logs, transcripts, image captures. Every username she ever interacted with in her streams. But they repeat. Several accounts using different names, all sharing the same behavioral patterns. Same timestamps. Same phrasing. He's been watching under different masks. For years. One message from a mod she thought was kind. "I love the way you shade eyes. Yours are especially easy to trace." Her breath catches. Another username posts, "I drew her last night. I know how she moves." The posts multiply, some talking about her street, her favorite coffee place, her volunteer hours. It's not just stalking. It's a community. A cult built around her without her knowledge. She whispers, "Oh my God." And then, her screen goes black. The screen blinks back on. A message window takes over. "You opened the door. Welcome back." Her webcam light turns on. She throws tape over it. The message keeps typing. "We missed you, Knoxheart." Her body goes cold. She slams the laptop shut, unplugs everything. Then, from the hallway, her printer hums to life. She hasn't used it in months. She rushes to it. A photo prints slowly, grainy and dark. It's her, from behind, sitting at the laundromat. A second one prints her crossing the street earlier. A third, sleeping last night. Her knees buckle. She drops to the floor. How many cameras? How many watchers? Another print begins, but she yanks the plug. She screams at nothing. Then silence again. But now, silence means he's listening. She begins tearing the house apart. Every vent, every outlet, every picture frame. She rips down posters, opens battery compartments, checks smoke detectors. Her fingers bleed, but she finds nothing. Her phone buzzes. A new message from an unknown number. You're looking in the wrong places. Attached is a photo of her as a child, drawing in kindergarten. She drops the phone. Her childhood art was digitized, uploaded to early blogs. It's been with her stalker longer than she thought. Since before she knew what privacy meant. She sinks to the floor, dizzy, the walls closing in. Her entire life, catalogued, watched, stored. She screams until her voice cracks. She claws at her skin, as if she could peel herself out of her body. But the worst part is the feeling that someone is watching her break. And they're smiling. Alyssa pulls an old dust-covered box from under her bed, photos, art journals, flash drives, and a cracked MP3 player. She sits cross-legged and starts sorting. Among the mess, she finds a broken USB stick taped shut. It's labeled in Jay's handwriting, "Fail safe." Her hands tremble as she plugs it into her PC. A single file appears, no icon, no name. She opens it. It's a screen recording, someone navigating her old live stream platform admin panel. It's not her. They bypass passwords. They delete comments. They whitelist usernames. They access her private messages. The camera pans up at the end of the video. Jay's face is in the reflection. Under, not just the seller, the manipulator. The betrayal scorches her nerves. She whispers, "It was you." All this time. Her hands curl into fists. She finally understands. He didn't just sell her out. He built the door. She slams her fist against the desk, rage swallowing fear. Everything makes sense now. The system failures, the vanished mods, the corrupted files. He made himself invisible by making her look unstable. She starts typing. Not to the police. Not to Jay. To the followers. The watchers. The ones who have built her cage. She opens a blank art stream. No pre-roll, no tags. Just a black canvas. Her voice breaks through first, flat and calm. "You want a performance? Let's make it real." She begins to draw. Her room, her street, her window. Frame by frame, she maps her life. Then, adds circles. Red ones. Points where she suspects they watched from. The chat floods with reactions. But one user says, "That last circle is wrong." Then another. "Too far left." He's closer. Her hands freeze. The watchers aren't just passive. They're correcting her. In real time. She leans into the mic. "Where are you?" Her voice cracks on the last word. The chat stalls. Then one reply appears. "I'm outside." The room stills. She pushes her chair back slowly and walks to the window. Her reflection stares back, but there's a light across the street. A phone. Lit up. Facing her. No figure visible. Just the glow. She lifts her phone and opens the camera. Zooms. Nothing. Nothing. Then, motion. Someone steps back into shadow. She whispers, "He's here. He's actually here." Panic threatens to rupture her throat. She locks the window, draws the curtains, runs to her closet, pulls out her father's old crowbar from years ago. She stares at it, hands shaking. She's never held a weapon before. But she's not going to be hunted like this. Not anymore. Alyssa messages Jay. Just one word. "Why?" The reply comes instantly. "I wanted to protect you." I wanted to be the only one who saw you. You were mine before they took you. Her stomach turns. She types, "You created this." He responds, "I created you." Her hands go numb. Every art stream, every file she thought she'd encrypted, he had copies. Jay wasn't just the leak. He was the architect. The stalker she feared wasn't a stranger. It was someone who helped build her safe space. He didn't break in. He built the house. And others just moved in. Her computer chimes. A folder opens on its own. New images. A camera feed. Her front door. Her hallway. Her bedroom. All labeled live. A final message blinks. You're not alone. Not anymore. Alyssa doesn't scream. She doesn't cry. She drags the crowbar toward the front door, barefoot, every step slow, deliberate. The hallway is narrow, lit only by the flicker of a dying ceiling bulb. She stops before the door. Silence on the other side. She raises the crowbar and smashes the door camera. Sparks fly. Then she moves to the thermostat, rips it open. Hidden camera inside. She rips the smoke detector down. Another one. Her breathing stays steady. She is methodical now. Room by room she destroys every eye she can find. The watchers lose their feed one by one. Her laptop buzzes again. But this time she doesn't look. She picks it up and smashes it too. The glass shatters. The screen dies. For the first time in days, she is surrounded by silence she can trust. But the question remains. How long before they come in? Alyssa stops going to the shelter. Stops eating. Stops replying. Days blur together. The sun rises and sets without meaning. Her room becomes a bunker, curtains stapled shut, electronics destroyed, mirrors smashed. She paints over the walls, frantic brushstrokes in black and red. Her bed becomes a mattress on the floor. The only light comes from the street lamp outside, leaking through a rip in the curtain like an accusation. She mutters to herself, fragments of usernames, IP addresses, the numbers she memorized from the logs. She writes them on her arms, her legs, her neck. She doesn't sleep. She barely blinks. When she looks in the mirror, what's left of it, she doesn't recognize her own eyes. There's something behind them now. Something old. Something watching back. She begins to live stream again. Not for the watchers. Not for the fans. For herself. No intro. No overlays. No drawing. Just her. Sitting. Wow. Staring. Way. For hours. Sometimes she speaks. Sometimes she doesn't. The comments pour in. Worried. Mocking. Excited. But she never replies. Her face is blank. Pale. Hair unwashed. Eyes rimmed in red. In one stream she plays audio from old streams over her silence. Past versions of herself laughing, teaching, drawing. Her voice as it used to be plays like a ghost, haunting the present. At the end of one stream she says quietly, "I know you're watching. I'm watching back now." Then ends the feed mid-sentence. Clips spread online. Some call it performance art. Others say it's a cry for help. No one knows the truth. That this isn't a show. It's surveillance turned inward. She starts painting again. Not on canvases. On the walls, the windows, the floor. Symbols. Eyes. Whoa. Wires. Maps dyed it. The entire house becomes a visual log of her descent. Her paint-streaked fingers never stop. Whoa. Her voice hums lullabies from childhood. "Adi baby, I stayed on the carpet." Her eyes track invisible paths in the air. The doorbell rings once. She freezes. Then, silence. When she checks, there's nothing outside, just a sealed envelope. Inside, a drawing of her sleeping, sketched in charcoal. On the back, almost done. No name. No signature. The paper smells like smoke. She laughs, a cracked, broken sound. Then she pins it to the wall and paints around it, turning it into part of the mural. She whispers, "You want to watch? Then you'll see everything. Even this." Alyssa begins recording videos, not streams, not public, private logs. She speaks directly to the lens. Her voice trembles at first, then hardens. She documents everything: Jay's betrayal, the usernames, the addresses she tracked. She says names, dates. She names herself too. Alyssa Graves. No aliases, no masks. Her eyes dare the camera to blink. One night, she records a message with the camera upside down. She says, "If this is art, it's a curse. If it's a game, I'm flipping the board." Her voice cracks. Her breath catches, then steadies. She ends the recording with 4 words. "Come find me now." She saves it to a drive and places it in a metal box under the floorboards. Buries it. Then she paints over the opening. Her version of a will. A digital gravestone. She no longer eats. No longer drinks. Sleep comes in violent jolts, short bursts filled with whispers and flickering images. She dreams of wires tangled around her limbs, of watchers with no eyes, of her drawings speaking in reversed voices. The house groans when she moves. Her hands twitch constantly, as if sketching even in sleep. One morning, she wakes to find symbols she doesn't remember painting. More detailed, sharper, precise. Her breath fogs. It's warm inside, but her body shivers. Her fingers reach for the crowbar again. It sits beside her bed like a loyal dog. She whispers to it, to herself, to the house. The watchers aren't outside anymore. They're here. She presses her ear to the wall. Nothing. Then, scratching. Faint, wall. Rhythmic. Coming from inside. Her smile cracks into a grin. She whispers, "I see you too." Alyssa prepares for the stream like a ritual. Not to speak. Not to cry. But to expose. She sets the camera at an unnatural angle. High, like the way they watch her. She wears black. No makeup. Eyes sunken, jaw clenched. She starts by showing the walls, covered in red. She narrates names, addresses, usernames, coordinates. One by one. Her voice is low, unwavering. She maps out the movement of the watchers. She overlays IP logs, street views, old chat metadata, timestamps, and usernames, all linked together. It looks like a murder investigation. But the victim is still alive. The chat explodes. People scream at her to stop. Others beg her to reveal more. Some threaten her. But she continues. Cold and day. Focused. She says, "If I vanish now, you know why. You all helped build this." She closes the window blinds, locks the door, leaves the stream running. She leaves the stream running and sits back in her chair, letting them watch her in silence. She stares into the camera without blinking. Then begins counting backward from 100. At 82, the doorbell rings. She doesn't move. At 66, it rings again, longer this time. Her voice doesn't falter. At 45, a knock. Louder. At 31, footsteps outside her window. At 19, the stream glitches, briefly. At 6, the power flickers. The sound of her ceiling fan halts. Darkness. Then the backup light kicks in. A soft red LED. She's still there. Still. Counting. At 0, she says, "You made it." Then, the stream goes black. But the audio stays live. Breathing. Movement. Wood creaking. Then silence. Thousands of viewers freeze. Some call 911. But she planned for this. This silence is the trap. Because silence demands listening. Alyssa crouches in the dark with her phone flashlight disabled. She listens to the creaks in the hallway, the groan of a floorboard she knows by heart. Someone is inside. She moves without sound, barefoot, crowbar in hand. She doesn't scream, doesn't breathe loud. She wants him to come closer, wants him to think she's broken. She sees a flicker of movement, his shadow on the living room wall. A tall figure. She recognizes the stance. J.I. But he's different now, twisted by obsession. She waits for him to step closer, then charges from the dark, crowbar swinging. It hits drywall. He dodges fast, grabs her wrist. They crash to the ground. Her face slams the wood. She spits blood and snarls. He says, "I was protecting you." She screams, "You watched me rot." She headbutts him and scrambles free. She runs upstairs. He follows. She slams the bedroom door shut behind her and topples a shelf to barricade it. Her chest heaves. Her face is bloodied. She pulls open the closet and climbs inside, curling between boxes. She holds her breath. Footsteps. Then pounding. Wood splinters. Then silence. A faint, scraping noise. Something electronic. The screen of her destroyed laptop glows, on its own. He's in the room now. She grips the crowbar tighter. The light from the screen illuminates her mural on the walls. Her name. Her past. Her art. Her pain. All twisted into their story. But tonight she finishes it. She kicks the closet door open and screams, "This was never yours." She lunges at him from the shadows, all weight and fury. They collide. The stream turns back on, just in time to broadcast chaos. The room is destroyed. Blood smears the wall. Both of them lie on the floor, gasping. Alyssa crawls toward the laptop. Her hands tremble as she flips the stream back on. She stares into the lens. Her face, battered, bloody, triumphant. She says, "If I disappear tonight, remember this face. Not the one you watched. The one that fought back." She drags the camera across the room, showing Jay unconscious, moaning down. She pans slowly over her walls. Every frame. Every name. She says, "This isn't art. This is evidence." Then she drops the camera and walks away. The stream keeps rolling, showing nothing but the aftermath. Thousands watch in silence. Then, sirens. Faint. Getting closer. One final whisper enters the mic. Hers. "I'm done hiding." Then, static. Police arrive just minutes after the stream cuts. The house is cold. Broken. They find Alyssa gone. No signs of forced exit. No blood trail leaving. Just Jay, unconscious, cuffed with his own belt, a USB drive shoved into his mouth like a message. The officers scan the room. Walls painted in obsession. Symbols, dates, faces. It's not vandalism. It's a confession. They recover fragments of the live stream, now spread across the internet. Anonymous archives. Clips on forums. The video shows her final message, the evidence, the silence. She's nowhere in sight. Her fingerprints are everywhere. But her body is not. No neighbors saw her leave. No cameras recorded her exit. It's as if she dissolved into the static. One officer whispers, "Was she even real?" The captain replies, "Oh, she was real." That's what made it terrifying. The media feeds on the mystery. Teen vigilante or victim? The girl who watched back. News segments loop her final message. What? TikToks remix her silence into aesthetic edits. A subreddit forms. Conspiracy channels debate everything. Was Jay the only stalker? Was the stream staged? Some claim she never existed. Others say they knew her. Artists begin drawing her like a martyr. Her old streams resurface, dissected frame by frame. But the internet doesn't mourn. It consumes. It remixes. The house is eventually sealed off. Condemned. Someone breaks in weeks later and finds the walls scrubbed clean. No blood, no ink, just bare plaster. The USB drive submitted to police? Corrupted. Unreadable. All evidence slowly eroding into speculation. But the question remains. Where did she go? Or worse, did she become something else? Jay wakes in a hospital bed. Cuffed. Silent. Dalby. He doesn't ask for a lawyer. He doesn't speak at all. Just stares at the ceiling with dead eyes. When detectives show him clips of the stream, he laughs once, then stops. They ask why he did it. He says nothing. When left alone, he scribbles something on a napkin. A drawing. A girl with no face, surrounded by wires. Above her, I didn't start it. I just wanted to see the end. The napkin is later misplaced. Or destroyed. His charges are sealed. The forums explode with rumors. Some say Jay was part of something bigger. Others say he wasn't a person at all, just another mask. But in the silence of his room, under flickering fluorescent lights, Jay whispers one final thing into the dark. She's still watching. Months pass. A new stream appears on the same platform. Same channel name, Knox Heart. No preview. No announcement. Just static. Then slow breathing. Viewers flood in, thousands in minutes. The screen is dark. Then a voice. Not Alyssa's. Deeper. Deeper. Distorted. But feminine. It whispers, you watched her. You judged her. You wanted more. Now you'll see everything. The feed cuts to archive footage. Alyssa drawing. Alyssa sleeping. Alyssa screaming. None of it was posted before. Then the voice returns. She was the first. You're next. The screen flickers. New usernames appear in the chat. Ones viewers don't recognize. No one can close the stream. Devices freeze. Power buttons fail. One viewer tears their webcam from their monitor. But it stays on. The stream continues. Unstoppable. Endless. A child wakes in the middle of the night. Her laptop hums. She didn't leave it on. A tab is open. Knox Heart. Live. She moves to close it, but the cursor freezes. On screen, a figure draws in silence. Face hidden, motions rhythmic, practiced. The child watches. Fascinated. The drawing shows a room. Then a window. Then a figure outside the window. Her own window. Her breath catches. She turns slowly. Nothing there. But the stream continues. A whisper comes from the speakers. Do you see it yet? The screen flashes. For a single frame, the camera flips, showing the child watching. Her face. Her room. Her house. Then cuts to black. No stream. No record. But her webcam light stays on. Her mouth opens to scream. But the sound never comes.